friends. Thanks once again for tuning into the TCS Digital Connect. We hope you're finding our podcast series useful and informative.
Hello and welcome to our part 2 of the podcast with Sangeeta Chandran on dealing with uncertainty and building resilience in the current time of crisis. Welcome back, Sangeeta.
Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you so much for inviting me to the TCS Digital Connect podcast.
Now, coming to something which is like all pervasive in our lives, that is social media. And especially in these times, the speed of news and sharing of information is so much higher. And there are constant updates and notifications that we keep seeing on our phones. In fact, I know that a lot of times during our meals and otherwise, we're discussing COVID, we're discussing numbers, we're discussing, where, what are different countries doing, measures, etc. And after a point it can really take a great toll on your emotional and mental well-being. So how should we be dealing with this? Like, where do you decide this is where I need to stop? I can't stop completely because it would just not be possible. I mean, good for those who can, but not all of us would be able to shut down completely.
Um, Tanvi, the WHO, the World Health Organization, on their website, if you look at it, there's a quote by their director which says that we are not just dealing with an epidemic, but we are also dealing with a infodemic. So, the fact that now we are globally connected in the matter of seconds is a reality of our times. And we need to be very mindful of the fact that we are living now in an environment of hyper awareness and stress due to the constant communication via various channels, as you just said. We also need to be mindful of how our emotions are being impacted sometimes by these things, quite unknowingly sometimes. So, some of the things that I would say is that be very mindful of the use of social media. Keep yourself updated of the situation through reliable resources. So, there are now government websites and WHO websites. These are things which keep you informed about the numbers in the reality instead of, just going by some WhatsApp forward, which may actually be right or wrong. Things are very rapidly moving and it's very easy to get swayed even by news and updates that create panic. Now, social media is also a double-edged sword. So just like, some weeks ago, we were all sharing very happy pictures of holidays and celebrations. Now people are sharing happy pictures of Zoom parties or new hobbies or learning certifications, right? And these happy faces on social media can be quite daunting, and they were daunting earlier too, and they're daunting even now. So just like before, we need to remember that everybody has challenges, which of course they do not put up pictures on Insta, right? And if you feel that your life is less happy or less productive or fulfilling than others, remember that it is not so. It is actually pretty much the same, and there is no you should really not be comparing yourself with other people and feeling this whole thing of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
Yeah,
So
that's so
that is
true.
completely be very conscious, especially in this time, because there are added pressures, not just social media pressures but added pressures. If your stress is high, then I would suggest that reduce the consumption of social media on all mediums, whether it is WhatsApp, Insta, FB, anything else. In fact, if you are feeling that there are a lot of, on various groups and things like that, there are forwards which are, there's too much of sharing, too much of scaremongering, take yourself off those groups for a little while. And if you must share, then share messages of positivity. One thing I would say is, one social media platform which is a good platform for all people, especially young people, to invest in right now would be LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is far more balanced and well-researched content is there, and also useful information which young people can use to grow their careers. So if you have to be on social media, LinkedIn is a good platform to actually update yourself, work on your profile, do those things, and start joining groups which are of your professional interest as well, and that can be quite useful from a social media perspective.
No, that's a very good point, Sangeeta, because especially our listeners, who most of them are students, I think it would make a lot of sense for them to think ahead, to plan ahead, and of course be active and see how they can leverage the LinkedIn platform at this point in time. And of course, doing some bit of social detox can help anyone anytime. Sangeeta, moving on, if you would tell our audience a little bit about, how TCS is adapting to the new normal, and what are some of the things that we are doing on the mental health front for the associates.
Okay. Before that, Tanvi, could we talk a little bit about the psychological first aids that people can use during this time?
Yeah, yeah, definitely we can.
Yeah. So, I thought that would be useful for our young people because these are very specific aids which I would like to recommend to our people to use. So, there are some very simple mantras to deal with the stresses and anxieties that are all around us. Now, the first tool which I would like to tell people about is this tool using positive self talk. When we say positive self talk, there are two phrases which I would like everyone to actually channelize our thoughts through. First phrase is called weigh the possibilities versus the probabilities. Okay, I want to repeat weigh the possibilities versus the probabilities. For example, if you're concerned that you could get COVID infection, weigh the possibilities of it. Yes, it is possible to get the infection because it is currently very much prevalent around us. But what are the probabilities? If you were to research, you will see the probabilities of getting the infection are much lower than the possibilities. So if you look at the figures, it shows that the probability is about 10% of the population getting the infection, and the probability of further fatality is just about 1% of that number. So when you rationally weigh the possibilities versus probabilities, you will arrive at a far more realistic situation, and you will have used the correct information and data to arrive at this, situation. So instead of unknown fear, you now have an informed scenario, and you can take steps to ensure that the probability is even further reduced by, taking actions like wearing masks, social distancing, physical distancing, washing hands, etc. And you can apply this possibilities versus probabilities to practically any problem that you have, right? So that is the first phrase. Next phrase to internalize is what you resist persists, what you face, you will be able to embrace. This is a phrase which is used, very widely in all our counseling mechanisms. Again, what you resist persists, and what you face, you will be able to embrace. This again speaks to our fears. And in this, instead of trying to bury your fears, you should actually openly speak of them, either to yourself or to somebody that you trust. And in doing so, the magnitude of the fear and anxiety actually dissipates and goes down. And once it is acknowledged, you can now work towards resolving it through the first, probability versus possibility too. So these are two self-talk phrases which I would really recommend everyone should try and use and practice. Another tool which you can use when, especially if you're going through a serious sense of panic or anxiety, which may lead to even physical symptoms like breathlessness or palpitations, when you can, experience that you're going to, spiral down. At this time, a very useful tool is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding countdown. So what you do in this is that first you say 5 things that you can see. You look around yourself and mentally identify 5 things in your surrounding. It could be just simple things like a cup or a pen or a t-shirt or anything, right? Next, 4 things that you can feel. So if you touch the tabletop, how smooth it is, or your nails are feeling a little jagged, anything that you can feel, 4 things. Then you move to 3 things that you can hear. It could be a bird going outside your window, or it could be a pressure cooker sound, or anything else. So count 3 things which you
Any
can
sounds
hear.
around us,
Yes,
basically.
any sounds. Next is 2 things that you can smell. So it could be the bhaji that is being cooked in the kitchen, or some perfume or aftershave which you have used after your shower.
Mhm.
Any 2 things that you smell. And finally, 1 thing that you can taste. Maybe it is just something that you have eaten in the morning and the memory of that, right? So this is a very powerful grounding technique, and I would really,
Basically, using all our senses,
Using
touch,
all
feel,
us. Yes,
sight. Yeah.
yes, yeah. And it is done in this way. So, five things you can see, four things you can touch, three things you can hear, two things you can smell, and one thing that you can taste. And lastly, there is one external resource which I find extremely useful, especially for young people, and it is a interactive chat bot. It is called WoBot, WoEBot. Wobot is a CBT based interactive bot, and it is very useful to deal with anxiety and stress and uncertainty. I would recommend that very highly to anybody and everybody, especially for young people. So, Tanvi, these are some of the tools that I would like to recommend to all our people.
Thanks, Sangeeta. I think that's a good list, and it actually covers, people who would be facing different kind of issues, whether it's anxiety or whether it's just, dealing with certain basic things in your life or basic fears. So I think, and like you said earlier as well, that these are not something that necessarily would help them only during this pandemic period, but even beyond that. So thank you so much for that. We would just closing, if you want to highlight something that we're doing in TCS for our associates.
Absolutely. So, TCS, we are definitely adapting to the new normal. We have various things like our secure borderless workspaces through which our associates are working from home for most part. We have many initiatives to help our people to adapt. We are sensitizing managers and leaders on new ways of managing their teams and productivity, etc. We have several well-being initiatives to help people and their families to take care of their physical and mental well-being. Mental health, of course, is a big focus at this time, and we have redoubled our efforts to ensure that our people are aware of our counseling resources. We do many sessions through webinars, blogs, and sessions like this, so that
Mhm.
people can become more aware and understand how they can cope on their own, and also when they need to reach out for help. So the effort is to ensure that the safety and well-being of our people is looked after, and so that they can focus on themselves and their families and their work. We have also extended our TCS Cares initiatives to our stakeholders, like all the people who may be listening to this podcast, who are part of our extended TCS family. I want to pass the message to everyone that we are here to lend a helping hand and support you if you're feeling stressed or anxious. So write to the Explore team, or whoever is your point of contact for TCS, and we will be in touch through them. And lastly, I would just like to say to everybody that this is an extraordinary time in our lives, and we will be telling stories about this for a very long time to come. And each one of us can define what our story is going to be. So live that story well, live it to the best of your abilities, be safe, be well, and take care.
That was a wonderful message, Sangeeta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends, for tuning into the TCS Digital Connect. Eager for the next episode? Well, stay safe and stay connected at Campus Commune for more.